What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Ryder Fires here, and today I bring you our Week 2 battle of the CPC against the Florida Feraligatrs and their coach, TopTierBoy. Once again, I have to apologize for not bringing a separate battle, a separate locker room and battle video. So I'm just going to kind of quickly go over my team real quick before we get into the battle. Mega Beedrill this week is a lot of HP and a lot of defense, with his job is going to set up toxic spikes. That's pretty much his only job. Tyranitar, set up stealth rocks and roar things out and do some damage, and set up the sand for our Stoutland. Stoutland's rocking Return, Superpower, Wild Charge, Roar. He's our main sweeper this week. Nianshao is rocking a Scarf, just enough speed with the Scarf to outspeed anything on his team that is not Scarfed. Rocking Adamant with a lot of HP, a lot of attack, max attack, a lot of HP, with Regenerator designed to regenerate the health. Rotom is our physical wall this week, rocking max HP, max defense. I am running Hidden Power Ice on him. I didn't want to have to go up against the Garchomp and have to be, essentially, in order to beat it, have to land Hydro Pump. I want to be able to hit something with it with HP Ice. Aromatisse this week is our specially defensive wall. Moonblast, Wish, Protect, Aromatherapy. Trying to get some Wish passing off, and that's pretty much the plan here. So we're just going to start it off right here. On his team, I noticed that, so he brings Garchomp, Tornadus T, Gardevoir, Audino, Suicune, and Mega Absol. I immediately noticed that he doesn't have Empoleon. So, without him having Empoleon, I can set, whenever I set something up, they're here to stay, unless he brings in the Mega Absol. So my play is to lead with the Mega Beedrill, and to get my Toxic Spikes up. Since he leads with Garchomp, I'm pretty sure that he is a standard lead set, so he's going to go Stealth Rocks. I'm going to get my Toxic Spikes up. Now, because of my defenseman and HP investment, I can lift any hit from this thing. So I go for my second layer of spikes, and they're there to stay. And now it's just going to whittle him down. Now here I didn't know what his set was going to be, so I U-turn out, hoping that maybe just the Ruskin would do it. But he's Ruskin, Rocky Helmet, so now if I bring Mega Beedrill in, it's going to die, because I have no way to get rid of the rocks now. So he goes for Earthquake, predicting me to stay in. I go into Rotom, of course. He goes for Rest, which makes me interesting, so he must have been prepping for the Toxic Spikes. I go for the Hydro Pump, maybe thinking switch out or something like that. But he stays in. Of course, I'm going to leftovers health. So I'm going to go for Hydro Pump again. I think he's going to do that. So he switches back into his Audino, which is his Heal Beller. It's either Audino and Gardevoir is only two Pokemon that have Heal Bell. So if Gardevoir doesn't have Heal Bell and Audino is the only one that does, as soon as I knock him out, everything's going to be taking toxic damage. So I Volt Switch out, and I go into, I believe me, and then I go into Tyranitar. Get the stand up, get some chip damage on it, try to force him out. He, of course, goes for Heal Bell, which not only heals his Toxic, but heals Garchomp as well. And I believe at this point he switches back into the Garchomp. He just switches back into the Garchomp, which gets Toxic, but he can rest that up for us. I said I take the opportunity to set Stealth Rocks, because now they're here to stay. So now he's getting Toxic. Now not everything is getting Toxic when it comes in. It's also going to take Stealth Rock damage, which will also help taking out that Tornadus, because its Regenerate will not do as much. So I predict the Earthquake, so I'm going to switch out and go into Rotom Wash, of course, because Earthquake doesn't affect me at all. Now he rests and he gets up back up to full health again with his lead, but this time I go for Hidden Power Ice, because I'm going to determine about how much it's going to do. And it does over-attack, which is about what you'd expect for a lead offensive Garchomp. So I go for Hidden Power Ice again, hoping maybe to knock it out, but he decides to switch back into the Audino. My Hidden Power Ice is not going to do anything to him. Get this up a little bit. So I decide to go for the Hydro Pump, try and knock it out. I don't knock it out, but I knock it down enough that the Sandstorm will take it out. So there we go. One killed, one Pokemon down. Now I bring in the Gardevoir. And of course he has the Wish up, so it's going to get the health back. So my best bet at this point, I decide to take the hit and just go for Volt Switch. And it does a lot of damage, and I see it's Light Orb. But of course, unfortunately, it's going to go back to full health. So I go into my Nianshao, because I know I can take, I know I'm going to be faster than it's Life Orb. I'm just going to go for U-turn damage and go straight into Aromatisse, my specially defensive Pokemon, because she can take any hit. She goes to Moonblast, is 41%. This thing is really offensive. It probably was modest, like that Life Orb. So he goes for Future Sight, which I was kind of surprised by. But I go for Wish. I want to get back to full health. Of course, I'm going to go for Protect. It's going to die no matter what. I get to full health, which means now I can take the Future Sight attack, and I'll be fine. He brings in the Suicune, which gets Toxic, but I'm pretty sure he's the Resto. He's the Crocoon says who's just going to Calm Mind and set up. So I'm going to get a Wish up. I take the Future Sight. I'm going to pass this Wish into Tyranitar, because I'm pretty sure what he's just going to do is he's just going to go for Calm Mind again. So my bet here is I don't want him getting set up that much. He can just go for rest, essentially. So now my Tyranitar's at full health, and his Wing of Bounce. I'm going to roar him out. So he actually goes for rest there to get the Toxic off. So I go for roar, switching him out, switching his Mega Absolute. At this point, I kind of considered sacking off Mega Beedrill just to kind of see what he was going to go for, but it turns out he also switches as well back into his Garchomp. Well, actually, he didn't switch out. Okay, so I went for Stone Edge, just trying to go for damage, seeing if he had an attack. Seeing if he had a Fine attack. So I roar him out. Now, I'm at full health, the Sandstorm's still up, so even if he gets a Scald Sleep Talk, I was fine. But he didn't actually go for Sleep Talk, which I thought was kind of odd. So I go for Crunch, actually get the defense drop. That actually works out really well. So I go for Crunch again, and I get another defense drop. So now I'm going to be doing it to the point where I can fairly easily knock him out. So he goes for Rest to heal back up. But I'm just going to go for Crunch, see how much it does with 2 defense drops. It's at 38%. It's going to get knocked out. He will not wake up in time. So he switches out, goes back into the Garchomp. I Crunch it. It gets knocked out. But I take the Rocky Helmet and the Rough Skin damage. Takes it down to 71%. Now at this point, the Sandstorm ends. And he brings in Tornado. I know it's going to go for a Fine type move, but I need to keep him around because I need to set the stand. So I decided to sack off my Rotom Wash here, anticipating going for that move like that. But I just need to set up my Tyranitar, essentially. So at this point, knowing he's not Mega, I'm definitely going to outspeed him with this, so I can just switch him and go for a U-turn, do anything. So he brings in Tornado, I go for a U-turn, knowing that he's down that far, even on Regeneration he's going to lose as much, I decide to go in Tyranitar. I'm going to sack off Tyranitar, and this is going to set me up for my Stoutland sweep. Because of Superpower, I knew he'd have a Fighting type move, I just didn't know whether it was Superpower or Focus Blast, and that works out fine. He goes down, but I get to now bring in Waffles, and he's going to sweep. So he switches out, of course, but once again, Suicune's in a range that even though it has defensive investments, 2 returns are easily going to knock it out. So of course, Stoutland knocks it out. And now he brings in the Mega Absol. And luckily I did have to run max attack, max speed. So I was able to put some HP investment into my Stoutland, so that when the Sucker Punch comes, it actually won't knock me out. And I will have just enough health to get 2 more attacks off. One to knock out the Mega Absol, and one to knock out the Tornadus T with a Wild Charge. I'll knock myself out in the process, but his Tornadus T goes down, and we wind up with a 3-0 victory. Our first victory in our division. This is a great start to our division. This is a great start to the thing. We're 2-0. We're 2-0 right now. Great start. It's going to get better from here. It was a great match. People had a lot of things I was not expecting, but luckily my prep was enough that I was able to work around those things and get the job done. So, that's this week's battle. Hope to see you guys next week.